All right, good afternoon. Welcome to this week's AdvocateHub class. This week's topic is AdvocateHub Secrets. Now this week's class is a little bit different because, as you can tell, I am not Heather. I am Don, the new support magician. Heather is away somewhere, hopefully on a beach in the Mediterranean, enjoying the sun. But I'm here in freezing cold Toronto, and I'll be teaching your class today. Now, today's topic is, in today's class we're going to have two sections. The first section is about making pretty challenges, making your challenges look attractive. Why would you want to make your challenges attractive? Because challenges with lots of images, video, well-formatted text, that helps to engage advocates rather than boring, simple, plain text challenges. So in the first part, we'll talk about how to insert images and videos in your challenge and how to format your challenge text, such as using bold, using lists, italicized text, etc. And in part two, we will discuss some underutilized features of AdvocateHub. So that includes excluding specific advocates from challenges, how you can manually advance advocates through challenges, how you can manually complete not started challenges for advocates, and finally, how to check if an email has been delivered to an advocate. Okay, so the first part, making pretty challenges. Now I'm going to switch over to show you my desktop. And before we make our challenge, we need to come up with an interesting challenge idea. So if you need some ideas, you can head over to our Influitive AdvocateHub support forum. And in the challenge idea section, you'll find a thread which you can follow. So if you follow this thread, you will get updated with new challenge ideas whenever one is posted. So if we scroll down through here, we can see challenges about the Olympics, about Valentine's Day. We can see some, Beatles, I don't like the Beatles. So St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is coming up on March 17th. And you can see Chad, our Director of Customer Operations, has given us a few different ideas about St. Patrick's Day. And in particular, I like this one, do a St. Patty's Day quiz. So this is a quiz which was posted by the Chicago Tribune, in which you can have your advocates answer these questions and then return to the hub and then report their scores. So in the interest of time, I have created this challenge. This is a basic challenge. No formatting. Looks very boring. Just a lot of text. And then at the bottom, you can click Take Me There, where the advocate can go and complete the challenge. But if the advocate looks at this, doesn't look very interesting, we need to make this look nicer. So how can we do that? We need to add some images. We need to change the text. We need to make a list. And we'll do that today. So switching over to the admin side, here is my St. Patrick's Day quiz. Okay, now just going to open up and edit this quiz, and we're going to find out how can we add an image to this challenge description right here. So we want to put it right at the top. First, we're going to need to find an image. Usually, I just go to Google Images. We could have mixed results with that, but usually we can find something interesting. St. Patrick's Day. So if we search Google Images for St. Patrick's Day, we can kind of scroll through here. And I like this rather seductive looking leprechaun. So we're going to choose this leprechaun to be the image in our challenge. But it looks a little large right now. So now I'm going to save this leprechaun. And if you have a Mac, we can use this program called Sketch, and we can resize the image. I usually like the images to be about 300 pixels wide. That way they fit nicely onto the challenge. So now, let's go ahead and change this image to be 300 pixels wide. That'll make it fit nicely in our challenge description. So change that leprechaun small. So now we have our image here. We have this small leprechaun. How can we get that into our challenge? So right now, the AdvocateHub doesn't have the functionality to let you upload an image. But that is coming in a future release, so we can expect that sometime in the future. In the meantime, you need somewhere to host your image. So I recommend this site called Imager, imager.com. I'll have a link to here in the forum post about this class, which you can check later. So if you click Upload Image, you can choose the leprechaun which we have just made. So let's search for leprechaun small. We're going to upload our leprechaun image to the internet. Okay. Now, to put this in our challenge, we just need to right click and copy the image URL. And then head back over to our challenge. So the first way of putting an image in a challenge is simply to paste the URL of the image into the challenge. Let's see how that looks. Oh, there we go. So here we can see our leprechaun sitting on top of our challenge text. But you can see this box around him. I don't think that looks very nice. So if you want a cleaner experience in the challenge text, we can use some code called Markdown. Now, Markdown is a type of code which lets us format the text and insert images into our challenge text. Now, on every hub has this Markdown cheat sheet. So right here, my hub is called Donbury, so it'll be donbury.influitive.com/help/markdown. But if you put your company name here, .influitive.com/help/markdown, you will get this cheat sheet on how to use Markdown in your challenges. So right now, we want to use this image link, this image code. So we can copy and paste this one. And we'll put that in our challenge text. And here where it says logo, that is the name of the image. So let's just call it leprechaun. And in the second part, in these parentheses, we can put the image URL. Okay, so if you remember, when we just put the URL in, it had a box around the text, around the image, I mean. But now that we use this Markdown code, there is no box around the image in our challenge. So it looks a lot nicer, a lot cleaner experience. So we're part way to making our challenge look attractive, thus engaging more advocates. So the second part, now that we have a challenge, an image in our challenge, we need to format our text. So we need to make this particular topic stand out. I need to make it bigger. So for that, we can head back to our Markdown cheat sheet, and we can find how to make header text. So if we use one little pound or hashtag symbol, we will get the large text. For the header, 2 pound symbols, second header, 3 pound symbols, third header. So I want to make this not too large, so we're going to stick with the second header. So I'll copy, if I put those two pound symbols beside the text I want to make large, that will now make everything in that line a large text. So here you go. Now that we preview we can see our image and the text. We can now have a headline in our challenge to make it pop out a little bit more. So the next thing we're going to talk about, down here, if you can read through the text, I give some conditions for you being able to complete this quiz. So you complete this quiz if you're Irish, if you have an Irish loved one, if you're wearing green today, if you love to drink green beer, or you just need an excuse to have fun. I can leave this in a list like this, but it'll look a lot nicer if we can use bullet points to make a nice looking list. So if we head back to our Markdown cheat sheet, we can see right down here, to make a list, all you need to do is put an asterisk beside the text. So, simple enough. Let's go down here, put an asterisk, and you have to make sure that you put a space after the asterisk. If there's no space, then it's not going to format correctly. So, asterisk for each point in our text. Okay. So there we go. We have created a list. Now let's see, what does that list look like? You can see, oh, now it's starting to come together. It looks a little bit better. We now have a nicely formatted description. Now, if you look down here, you can see I've included a cheat sheet for advocates to look over on Wikipedia before they do the quiz, just to get a little bit more information. But as you can see, Wikipedia uses apostrophes in their links, which many sites do not support apostrophes in links, in the URLs. So we have a problem here. So the solution in this situation is to use the Markdown code for a link. So how can we do that? If you head back to the cheat sheet, we can see here, to make a link, all you need to do is use these square brackets with the name of the link, followed by the URL. So I'll head back to the challenge description. Let's edit this. So I want the name of the link to be the cheat sheet here, like this. So we can get rid of that ugly looking URL. Cheat sheet. With parentheses around the URL. And there we go. That's all you need to do. And you head down here. And in the challenge preview, you can see that now, using that code, we have created a link to the Wikipedia article. And everything looks fine now. Also, if you did want to bold the text, if you remember back here, creating bold text, all you need to do is put 2 asterisks around the text that you want to be bold. So I want this cheat sheet text to be bold. So all I have to do is surround this cheat sheet link name with 2 asterisks and go back here. And we can see now the cheat sheet is bolded. Okay. And that one more thing. Here we have our headline. Test your St. Patrick's Day knowledge. It looks fine as it is, but I feel like we need to spice it up a little bit more just to get the attention of our advocates. So I recommend heading over to this website. I'll include this in the forum post for this class. Here you can find a database of Unicode characters, special symbols So we don't need Olympic symbols today, no snowflakes. What would be appropriate for St. Patrick's Day? Probably a shamrock. And you can see I've searched for shamrock before. You type in shamrock, and here we can see the symbol for a shamrock. And if we copy this shamrock, we can now put that in our headline like this. That way, it will help to call more attention to our challenge. Now let's save this challenge and see how it will look to the advocate. Alright, I'll head back to my advocate view. So if you remember, this is what the challenge looked like before. And now we're going to refresh and see, okay, that's a much more attractive challenge. You can see our nice shamrocks will make our challenge pop out. We have our seductive leprechaun, our bold headline, and then we have our nice looking list. Okay, so that covers images and formatting your text. Next, we're going to talk about putting videos into your challenge. This one is very simple. So I'll head back to my challenge list. And I've already created a challenge in the interest of saving time, where I'm going to promote a marketing video. So I want to be able to have my advocates look at this marketing video and give me some feedback. So I've included this answer some question stage. But first, in the challenge text, we need to have them watch the video. So how do you input a video into your challenge description? Simple enough. Let's go to YouTube. You can search YouTube, and I'm going to find an Influitive video. Okay. So here we can see this is an introduction to advocate marketing video by Influitive. And let's promote this one to our advocates by putting in a challenge, have them watch it, and give some feedback. So right now, all we need is this URL. You can simply copy the URL of the video. Otherwise, if you see underneath the video, you can see share. And you'll see another link to the YouTube video when you click on share. But anyway, here is the URL we need. So to put our URL, to put our video in the challenge, all you have to do is this. Just copy the URL into the challenge description. And if we hit preview, we can see, okay, magically our YouTube video has appeared. There's no code needed. You don't need to use any markdown in this situation. All you have to do is copy and paste the video URL into your challenge. Okay. So we'll save that. And preview. Again, that's all we have to do. Copy and paste. And then our advocates can tell us, watch the video within the challenge, and then tell us what they think. This way they don't have to leave the hub to watch the video. All right. Now I think that concludes the first half of our class. That pretty much covers using images and videos, using Markdown to format your challenge text. Good. Now the second part, we're going to talk about the underutilized features, excluding specific advocates from challenges. So if there's a challenge you want everybody to do, maybe in a group or everybody in your hub, but you want to exclude one advocate for whatever reason. You don't like him, maybe, or you have your own reasons for excluding them. That is now possible. It's a relatively new feature. So we're going to head back to show you. So here's my marketing video, and I'm going to edit this challenge. Now, if we click on the challenge targeting, in the challenge targeting settings, here is where we can choose who we want to see. Under visibility, I want this to be visible to all advocates, except we can choose who we don't want to see this challenge. Let's exclude. So in this situation, let's see. I don't want myself to see this video. I've seen it enough times, so I'm going to exclude that guy. Or, so here's Don King. I don't really want Don King to see my marketing video, so I click that. So now, after I've chosen the people, here I have Don Curry and Don King cannot see this challenge. So my visibility is set to all advocates except these two people. And here you can add as many people as you want. This will exclude them, and this challenge will never appear to them. Okay. And a similar thing, if we go to the advocate, so let's choose Don Quixote. Here we're going to click on him. And on the Challenges tab, you can see all of the challenges which are available to him, to Don Quixote, to any advocate you click on, you can see it. All the challenges available to him. Now, if you click on this gear, you can now choose Hide from List. If you click Hide from List, this will do the same thing basically as the excluding feature did. You click Hide from List. Okay. And now this challenge will be removed from Don Quixote's list of challenges. So he will never see this. You can do that for any advocate, for any challenge. You just click on the Challenges tab, click on Available, and then choose which one you don't want them to see, and then very easily hide from this. So those are two ways you can exclude advocates from challenges. Okay, let's head back here. So we've discussed excluding specific advocates from challenges. Now, next topic, we're going to discuss manually advancing advocates through challenges. So if a challenge, the example we're going to talk about today is a reference call. Reference call has many, many stages that requires the advocate to come back and give some feedback in the hub. So it's easy for an advocate to forget to come back and complete the challenge. So we can talk about how you can manually advance an advocate to the next stage in any multiple stage challenge. I'll just go back to my desktop here. Okay. Find the challenges. Now for this one, let's use, we're going to discuss this reference call with Don King challenge. So here, on the participants, we can see we have 3 participants, but one participant here, Don Draper. He has been on stage 3 of 5 for 21 days. This is the call prospect stage. He has been stuck here for 21 days. So, but maybe you know, you have talked to him personally, you know that he has completed the call. So instead of waiting for him to come back and complete the challenge, why not just give him the points, bring him to the next stage, and help move him along. So here, we can just click, I've completed the call. This is exactly the same as this advocate going in and clicking, I've completed the call himself. So here, we advanced him to the next stage, which is provide feedback. And again, if you've talked to him personally, you know he's called the reference, he's given the reference call, he's called the prospect, he's giving you the feedback, but he forgot, or is too lazy, or is too busy to return to the hub and click, here's my feedback, I've completed the call. You can just, if you feel that he's completed the challenge, feel free to click, here's my feedback, and help progress him along. So, very well. There we go. And the last one is just a standard confirmation. I confirm he completed the call. And so there you go. Easily, we have sent Don Draper through the entire challenge manually. He didn't have to come back, but he will get all of the points, all of the badges, everything related to completing those stages he will receive, even though you did it manually. And here you go. And as always, you can click the more options here, get them to try again, provide some feedback as per usual. But just note, we also have the option to manually advance them. Okay. So let's head back here. We have discussed excluding specific advocates from challenges, manually advancing advocates, and now we're going to discuss excluding advocates from challenges. Oh, we've done that actually. That's right. And I guess the last thing we need to talk about is checking the email deliverability. So how can you see if an advocate has received an invite email or some notification, challenge notification email? Right, so that's what we're going to discuss right now. Okay. So we'll head back into my admin view. We're going to go choose an advocate. Once again, let's choose. Okay. So in this situation, it might be good if you want to check on the not joined advocates. So these are advocates, your nominees that you have invited. You sent them the email invitation, but you're wondering, why have they not responded? Why have they not joined the hub? Did they not get the email? So if you're wondering if an advocate received the invite email or not, simply click on their name. Here we're going to see Don Juan. Maybe you can notice the theme here with the names. But if you click on the advocate's name and then choose the emails tab. In the emails tab, we can see all of the emails that were sent to this advocate. So if you sent an invitation, but you weren't sure if the invitation was delivered or not, with our email system, we can tell you, yes, this invitation to join the Danbury House, which is my hub, was delivered to him 1 month ago. And then I sent him another invite 7 days ago that was also delivered. So in this situation, maybe he's ignoring the email, it went into the spam, so it's really difficult to figure out what exactly went on, but we know that he did get the email. He's either ignoring it or it went into spam. In that case, if you click on the not joined flag here, we can opt either to resend the invitation, which might not be very useful. As you can see, he has already either ignored or not received two. We can actually choose to copy the invitation code, and then personally, if your emails from your personal email address are arriving safely to this nominee, to this potential advocate, then easily copy this invitation code, and then you can send that along to him or her. All right. So that covers how to check email deliverability, and that is possible with any advocate. So let's go back to Don Draper here. Click on the email tab. And then you can see in this situation we have more emails. We can see that he got some challenge notification that was delivered. He got a message in the hub. We can tell that he got an email notification from that. So this is a good way to find out if an advocate has actually received or should have received an email. All right. Now, I believe that covers all of it. Now, if you have any questions today, I guess, we have a couple of questions in the chat room here. So, how can we change our hub color to green for St. Patrick's Day? Good. Kimberly asked a very good question. So, if we go to our settings, so click on your name here, go to settings. Oh, sorry. I forgot to share the desktop here. Okay. All right. So here we are. Now you can see we are back in the admin view. Click on to the settings, and over here under Advocate Program, the very top section, we can click on Branding. And in Branding, here we can choose the color scheme, the logo, etc. But right now, Kimberly asked, how can we make our hub green? So click on the green, simple enough, and then hit Save. Okay. Now let's go back to our Advocate. Refresh the page. And now we have a green theme for St. Patrick's Day. Good. Very good question. And one more question. Liz asked, is there any way to check email deliverability to a group of advocates or all advocates rather than looking at each advocate's profile? But right now, unfortunately, that is not a feature built into the hub. But in that situation, all you have to do is email support@influitive.com, and we can check on that for you ourselves. Right now, it's not built in, but it's definitely a good idea. Thank you. And so Lynn, if our operator Lynn is around, she will be able to take some phone or audio questions from you if anybody has any further questions.
Certainly. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to register for a question, please press the 1 followed by the 4 on your telephone. You will hear a 3-tone prompt to acknowledge your request. If your question has been answered and you would like to withdraw your registration, please press the 1 followed by the 3. You may also submit a question using the chat feature located in the lower left corner of your screen. One moment, please, for the first question.
Okay. So I see Kimberly has asked another question. What is the timeline to be able to add images with copy and paste? So that would be, you want to copy an image and paste it into the challenge text. I'm not sure of the timeline right now. I'll have to discuss that with our developers and get back to you on that one. But I know that at least being able to upload an image into your challenge description is something that they're working on now. Unfortunately, we don't have a timeline for that, but it is definitely a good feature that we hope to have in the future.
And Mr. Curry, there are no questions on the phone lines at this time.
Okay, so it looks like that's all the questions. Now, unless you have any more questions, I want to point you into the VIP where our customer success team has asked me to let you know about a specific challenge. You can see here, they're looking for some feedback. Some of you have already completed this. Our customer success team is looking for some feedback on a new website for advocate marketers. So they want to know what kind of things you would like on a website for advocate marketing. So if you can head to VIP and check out this challenge, you can go to the forum. Again, I have a link to this challenge in the forum. If you want to check it out, complete it and give your feedback and get 100 points. And if there's no more questions, I guess we can call it a day. And thank you. Okay.